What's up, YouTubes? It's time for recap. Another beautiful day, another beautiful cow, another beautiful prediction. How do we do it? Let's get into it. So this morning, as we've seen on the Discord right here, making some jokes about the old Apex. We'll cover that sooner than later. Don't worry. A lot of you guys are waiting for that video. 7 a.m. Central, 7:07. Markets look a little weak here this morning from the gap up yesterday. Need a golden pocket. We need a GP tag of yesterday's pre-market algo still during live trade hours. Getting lots of these red wick washes and Momo going a little bit lower. VIX low, and then waiting for some economic trade goods. Posted a little picture here about what the Fibonacci we were watching over under, and again, extreme weakness. Now, as we came to some more explaining here, we showed lots of divergence. We talked about the algo scam coming up to the low side of the market because we're looking at that down, and then we seen, where's our last little bit here? Fake gap tag and the scam down right here. So also noted anything under that 50 fib 524.94, keep weakness in mind. Absolutely no longs. Again, needs live GP hold on the daily to assume any longs. Okay, needs a live golden pocket hold of the daily to assume any longs. What does that mean? Well, let's go into it. On X, this is what it looked like. Prediction is what I said right here, 525 over under. And what I do for my chat is I draw these little over unders and we say, okay, if price action is over this, we're looking for that green trade. If price action is under this, we're looking for that red trade. And then we gave a big old purple target box short. And man, did we kill a nice short today. Nice P&L stacked up there for the top steps. Let's get into it. So how did I know that we were going to need a golden pocket tag of yesterday's pre-market and the daily golden pocket? Let's talk about it. So yesterday, here's yesterday's action, right? We went over the YouTube video. If you missed the last YouTube video, I'll put the link in the description, and I'll tell you how I picked the top, and I'll tell you how I picked the breakout right here, okay? If you missed it, check the link out in the description. Here's the high-low of the pre-market algo yesterday, okay? Big old long wick. A lot of people don't know what to do with these. They think they're junk. They think they're phantoms, but algos think otherwise. Notice when we do a high-low Fibonacci, we have something called the golden pocket, right? In between 38.20 to 61.8. So this purple right here. At 7 o'clock this morning, I was saying yesterday we did not get a tag of this golden pocket. Generally speaking, this algo that was created likes to come back down and hit that. If you zoom in real close, this is during pre-market, okay? See that tag? Everybody's like, oh, but it came down here, Brandon. It tagged it right here. What do you mean? Yeah, pre-market, not live right here. As I said in Discord, it needs a live trading hours. Came really close right here, end of the day, 522, when I gave you guys that target where I said QQQ is going to come down to the 200 SMA in my last video. Again, look at the description. We'll throw it down there. But it did not hit 522. We didn't hit golden pocket. This doesn't count. It's pre-market. This is live trading. The algorithms worry about live tag and first tag. Those are how we play these algorithms here, right? Excuse me. Still a little sick. So we're going to get into it. We had JOLTS data today, and we had the dump today, right? So we had these pretty drawings on the screens for my class today in the drawing. And what did I say in the last YouTube video? Again, check it out. I said high-low Fibonacci, this candle right here, yesterday's candle. Remember, we had a gap up, right? And we had this gap up from well, obviously overnight there into the morning for the futures. So I said on this gap up on yesterday's doji candle, I said take your high-low Fibonacci and watch the golden pocket. So if you were smart and you listened, you took the high of yesterday and the low of yesterday. I just realized I could do an arrow with this. That's cool. You took the high and low of yesterday's candle with the Fibonacci, and you were so smart and you listened so well, you paid attention to the golden pocket. Giant, nasty one right here. 525 as labeled right here. Over, under, big for the day. 524.96. This is what we told our Discord. And at 7:07 a.m. in the Discord, as I just showed you, we had a short play. That was way back here. I was calling market weakness right here at 7:07. And I told you guys yesterday in the YouTube video to watch the golden pocket high low of yesterday and play the golden pocket. This is the golden pocket in this purple square. So in between it's 61.8 to 38.20. Boom, boom, we have this purple square. And we said, well, I pick low side. I also called the low side for the data. We're not going to go over why I did that because that's not for free. So we called low into the data, we called dropping for the data, and we called lots and lots and lots of downside action. Let's talk about the intraday and the scalps that we took. So First but not last but not least, first but not least, I don't know what I'm talking about here. The push under the golden pocket of the daily. So again, yesterday's gap up candle high low. The golden pocket in the purple box right here was the number one thing for the over under. So it came down, created a lower high, snap down. This is your Jolts candle, 9 a.m. Central for me, and then it washed out. Now, again, what did I say in Discord? The golden pocket of yesterday needs to be tagged. So we have a high concern coming into tomorrow being a weakness candle and this flushing to, you guessed it, this giant orange box right here. So let's delete that so we can see it, and I'll put another box so you can see exactly where the golden pocket is from yesterday's pre-market algo. So we called the short. So, of course, lower high into data. I said she's going to crack and she's going to come down here. Bam, bam. Okay, so we got the crack, we got the call. Everything worked out accordingly to what we said in our Discord. Called it way ahead of time, pre-data, 7:07 a.m. We knew it was coming, or at least our bias was correct. And the two things we used to promote this bias was under 525, yesterday's high-low Fibonacci, and under the breaks of the moving averages, right? So under the 100 EMA, 200, and VWAP, most importantly for me. So it got stuck under the volume-weighted average price, started pointing to the downside, and Jolts data came out. And as we predicted, Jolts will take the market down, and it did. We got a nice dip. So our target short here was done for me. They got another bonus round to the downside. So how do you catch that intraday? Well, Jolts is a unique data set that I'm going to delete these right here. I drew this giant box right here for a big short under 525 for our chat way before it happened too, which is awesome. We don't always do that. It's lucky, okay? It's not an everyday thing, but when the market's hot, we got to get it, especially when the TAs line up. So how do we trade these intraday data candles, right? Jolts. This Jolts is at 9 a.m., created a nice little flush. Well, I don't generally trade through data unless I know what's going on. And very rarely can you just, close your eyes and shoot and hit a target and, hit some data candles. It comes, it goes. Sometimes we hit, sometimes we trade. Most of the time we don't. It's not a pro trade move, man. You really want to sit on the sidelines, wait till the data hit, and you can play the next play. So let's talk about the next play. So instead of speculating data and getting your ass kicked by this random candle that puts in the Jolts here and whatever you might have been long, short, doesn't matter what it is. You guessed right. You're short, great. Long, you would have got smoked. It was very quick, right? So to avoid getting trapped in moves like this in news, just don't trade it. Wait for the first 5 minutes and then again, fib out the high low of the 5 minute candle, then play accordingly, right? So this is what we did. We had the Jolts come down, railed her back down. And for us, obviously high low Fibonacci is how we play this. So the candle at 9 a.m. created this high-low Fibonacci, right? So the golden pocket and the 1618 were the big keys here. It fell outside. So now look, 5 minute candle, again, no golden pocket tag. If we drew a Fibonacci point from high-low in this candle, the golden pocket was never tagged. So price action fell outside of the range of that 5 minute candle that needed the tag. And ding, you guessed it, right into the 1618 extension. When the 1618 extension hits, we have a high probable chance to hit that extension and come back to the golden pocket, right? And then a lot of the times continue, right? You know me in the market, and we know 3 downs are a huge part of my play because the algorithms love 3s. So if this was 1 wash, 2 wash, 3 wash, we had something to look forward to for the opening range drive down for another leg down that told us that we could go a little lower. So this fib range, we went long right here. We had a really nice scalp inside the box, but we got shied. This has been happening a lot in the market where price action will come inside a zone like 520.92. It'll press towards the golden pocket because this was my target long inside, and we got kind of shafted. No big deal. We longed here. We took profit on the way up because we're up 38, 48 points or something like that on the NQ. We covered. Then we had one left. It came down to the 10 SMA. We put another one in, bounced 20 long. And then we ended up getting profit stopped out on the wash. Okay, no big deal. We always take profits, and we never hold the whole position side and hope. We are traders, not hopers. So we profit stopped out on the break, and then we said, well, the 2618 is also a very good bounce point. It always is. So if you're checking out that beautiful Fibonacci drawn right here from that Jolts data, came up to the golden pocket, lost 100, broke right through the 1618, and we have a good idea where the bottom could be, right? So if you look at the price action, get real close here. I'll delete the blue. We just did that for the a screen share for our private Discord group. Makes it easy to find the bottoms. Notice that the candles came down very close to the 2-6 win and again shied. The candle price action got super close to the price level we wanted it to tag, but it did not tag. It shied it, right? Shied it again, scammed a bit, and then finally we got it right here. Snap, boom, and then she clicked right back into long. So that's generally a long scalp. And how do we play the long scalps after a Fibonacci extension? Us here at Boiler Room Trading, we take the 2618 support, and generally I run it back up to the 1618. That's my long. So if I missed, the remainder of the golden pocket tag here and I didn't get it, I'm going to wait till the market finds a bottom attempt at the 2618. I'm going to long it in between, long from the 2618 just back up to the 1618. It'll walk itself back up like a ladder. That's how the fibs like to work in between the algo programs. That's 2.71 points on QQQ. That's like 100 and some points right here. So 100 plus point bounce up into that Fibonacci 1618 and then gave it a little bit more. Now you can see right here on the blue level, it got stuck on the 10 SMA daily right around 520. And that's fine that it legged down again. Now we had a couple different daily targets too. So let's get, we draw all these candles here. Let's get this out of the way. 518, 18, we'll go to the daily chart. So what we said in the long term, okay, on the long term charting, right? This is what we talked about. And here's another reason for the 3 down. We had 2 different scenarios play out right here. Let's just make it a naked chart right here so we can get it real nice and clean on here. So 3 down in the market. We covered this, and again, in the last couple of long YouTube videos where my predictions take place, right? So the last couple of YouTube videos, if you want to check, link in the description, check the past videos. From the all-time high, 3 down, 1 lower high, 2 lower low, 3 and down, and we're still hunting for the 100 EMA on the SPY. Right now we're looking at Qs, but again, 100 EMA on SPY is my short target. It has been, and it also is the triple gap zone way down here, which we already have predictions on. Check the other videos. So when the 3 down was apparent, right, the gap up here, and again, check the YouTube video from yesterday, I said there's a high probability chance of using the long-term data here, the larger time frame of the daily chart here. I said fib out your high low of yesterday and run the golden pocket over under. So anything under the GP, golden pocket, center of the fib was a downside move. And we got it. Great. Really close to the 2618. And we said 2 different things also on the bounce because we got slingshotted back up from the 50. It held the 50, shot up. And I said, well, if it's just coming up to make the third 1, 2, 3 low high. Well, I guess that's not really a lower high, but the second lower high. We got the high all time, the first lower high, the second. That would put us into a 3 down metric, right? And the market loves to come in 3s. We backed this thesis up with oscillation indicators saying, well, the MACD is already crushed. We're coming down to that 50 waypoint. RSI has been showing us lower high, lower lows on trend. We have a really good chance to be on that short side. So in the long term of things, after, and again, if on the YouTube videos, if you're watching, I'm looking for somewhere between 8 to 12% of a pullback from all-time highs. On the Qs, maybe a little bit more because it's QQQ, but 8 to 12 on SPY, and we'll go over that in a second here. But right now, we're looking at like 10% under the 100 EMA, down to that 66, under the -1 standard deviation right here, which is that yellow dashed line. We could get very close to that, right? Let's take a peek at SPY real quick, just for a refresher. And again, this is the exact same thing. We called what? We said on the daily chart, we'll get this one naked too right here, just to make it real clear. The 3 down is in effect, and you've seen multiple videos of me saying, hey, we need the 100 EMA on the daily tags, because if you look back in history, we have shied it and shied it and shied it, and after we broke back over it. So we broke back over the 100 here, no tag, 50 tag, no tag 100, no tag 50, all-time high. Now the magnets to the bottom side. It has broke structure. It has put in a lower high and a lower low and another lower high. And now we are finally coming down to hit that 100 EMA or even potentially the 200s. I have no quarrels with either, because when this sucker drops 8 to 12%, that like I wanted to, here's 12%, 530s, right? Here's around 8%, 560s. That's very close to the 200 moving averages. I'm in for an 8 to 12 point correct down, right? No recession, just correct. And these are associated with a couple different gap targets that most likely we're going to be slamming into here, maybe in January, right? So we talked a lot about the triple gap and the double gap. Triple is still on QQQ. We have this double monster gap right here, which is still our short target in the long term if we see it down. Now, long versus short here, right, on the macro, we have one gap, Monster 2 gap. Third one had filled already, as we talked about. So price action is already pushed into, you can see these bottoms here near 582 have already popped into the first gap. Now, we didn't close that or anything like that because usually the first time we tag into a gap, we do not close. We have a higher percent chance to not. So if we draw that secondary gap off right here, you can see that the price action has already been inside this gap, but never closed it. So you know that this price level from the first gap right there is going to be a massive and also a magnet. So if we continue the drop and we want to flop continuation through the night, we are going to be looking at that 579.33 as a target and the 100 EMA as a target, which again, on the SPY here, we have called and we have been hunting for since we have shied it back in the day. Now with the MACD and everything else, it's very similar to the breakdowns here. We had all-time high, we had the overhot RSI in the daily, we had the crack in the MAC, big old waves, but did it go in a straight line? No. Came down, pop, final. Weird, it came into 3, like we always say. All-time high, down, up, 3. Third piece, RSI hot, MACD cross, big waves. History repeats. Now, when we get to these targets, right, we're only looking for that 8 to 12 pull. So right now in the medium-term time frame, we're still looking to that short side. Macro long, 2025 is still long. I don't care what it happens. It can drop all the way down, 8, 12, 15%. It'll bounce, come back up, and then coming into 2025, we should do pretty good. 2026, I am not a holder. All short, and we're going to go over that when the time comes. So stay tuned for that. If any of this stuff sounds good to you guys, you want to trade live with me and the crew every single morning via screen share from our premium Discord, links in the description. Come check it out. New.boilertrading.com. If not, hey, we'll see you on the next video, and thanks for tuning in.